Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl AmandaEnsing, and today I am here with a Euphoria inspired makeup tutorial. Oh my gosh, I finished the series last week and it was so hard to pick which one I wanted to do because all of Maddy's looks are everything, and really I think it's the rhinestones that make it, but I am so obsessed with her look. So today I have recreated one of her looks. This is the look she wore when she went to the carnival or the fair, and she was a boss ass bitch in that episode, and she told Nate what she thought. I'm not gonna ruin it if you haven't seen it, but then it takes a very dark turn. But this look was one of my favorites, so I created this for you guys today, so I hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to give the video a big thumbs up if you do like it, and don't forget to hit subscribe. I'll link all the products I use down below, and let's get into this fab look. I think I'm just gonna wear rhinestones everywhere from now on. To start off this Euphoria look, I'm going to lightly prime my lids. I'm just gonna take some foundation. I don't wanna use anything with too much coverage because her skin is super natural and I like that vibe. So I'm just lightly going over with a thin layer of foundation. I'm gonna take some setting powder and the same brush, and I'm gonna dab a thin layer to set the eyelid. The star of the look is this really sharp purple eyeliner with jewels going all the way across and then a really glittery gloss. Her skin is very understated. It's not super full coverage, it's not really glam, but then you have these really glam eyes, which I love. I'm gonna play on that. I really like how her skin is more understated. It doesn't look like she has much of a crease color, but she has a really poppin' brow highlight. But I'm gonna add a little bit of a crease color. So I'm gonna take this contour palette and take the lightest shade right here. And I'm gonna add a little bit in the center of the crease. I do want to keep it a little bit more natural, but since my eyelids are a little bit hooded, I'm gonna add a little bit right here with just the very tip of the eyeshadow brush. For the eyeliner, I believe the makeup artist used a matte eyeliner as well as a Stila foiled eyeshadow. So I have a Morphe one right here. This is in the shade Voodoo, and it's a metallic purple. And then I also have, I think she used this shade. I could be wrong, but I know it was one of the purple ones. This is Stila Violet Vixen. So I might layer them on top of each other. I just want to see how this one looks on top because I haven't used this before. I put a huge dent in it trying to open it today. If you watch my makeup tutorials, you know how bad I am at trying to get my winged eyeliner on camera. That's why I zoomed you guys in as well. I'm trying something a little bit different today. So I'm going to try to get as much of this on camera as I can, but I'm going to start with this, and I'm using a Morphe M250 eyeliner brush. These are my favorite eyeliner brushes. They're very similar to the MAC ones, which I also love. So we're going to wing it out. I'm gonna go extreme. I always put one finger here just to kind of give me that line because I want to go up and then down. So wish me luck, you guys. All right, we have the basic shape in, and now I'm going to go ahead and start building up my shape. When I get to the lid, I like to tilt my head backwards so that my eyes are a little bit more relaxed and they're not shaking. The struggle is getting them even. So I am gonna layer some of the Stila on top because we want it like a metallic purple. I'm going to just dip the brush onto the paddle of the Stila eyeshadow and go over. What makes her looks everything are the jewels, the rhinestones, the bling. I can't get enough of it. Like, it makes me just want to wear bling everywhere. Whenever I was watching Euphoria, I was like, oh, I need to do this. I found these little jewel stickers at Michael's. I'm sure you can find them at any craft store. So I'm gonna alternate between the really tiny ones and then the size up. So I'm gonna go like for the smaller ones on the inner corner and the larger ones in the middle and put them all along the wing. Even though they're stickers, I'm gonna use lash glue just to make sure they don't fall off. It's not that difficult, it just takes a long time. I didn't think it was gonna take so long. One more jewel and we're done. we did that. Now we're gonna go in with mascara and lashes. I don't want lashes that are too much because you wanna be able to see everything. So I'm gonna try these Maddy BIG lashes. I cut them pretty short. Usually I would have them longer, but they also have gaps in between, so you should be able to see the jewels in between because she has falsies on, but you can't really tell. Like in some of the images I can see from the side, you can tell she has falsies, but in the show, in this scene specifically, it looks like it's just her natural lashes, but my natural lashes are kind of non-existent right now, so we're gonna pop these on really quick. Now we're gonna start working on the skin, the face, everything else. Now that I got this out of the way, I feel like I can actually talk to you guys. I asked you guys a few questions on my IG story for you guys to let me know if you have any questions regarding relationships, because if you've seen Euphoria, she is in a very toxic relationship. She goes through a lot. So I was like, why not talk a little bit about relationships in this video and just chat as I do the rest of the skin and the face. So I'm just gonna read a few questions with you guys and chat about it as I do the rest of the skin. So I'm gonna start with primer. If I don't mention anything I use, I'll have it linked in the down bar, but I'm gonna use the Pat McGrath Skin Primer. So first question I see is, when is it healthy or unhealthy to spend more time with your significant other versus your friends? Ask me because this is something I always feel like I get wrong. That is a really good question. I know for me, like whenever I was younger and my friends would get a boyfriend and I was single, it was always so annoying because I'm like, I have no one to hang out with now. And then when I had a boyfriend, all my friends were single and I'm like, what the hell? I don't think there's a wrong or a right. I just think that you should always make time for yourself and time to hang out with your girls. But also as you get older, I feel like everyone kind of understands that, especially at the beginning of a relationship, you want to spend like every moment with that person. So I think it's normal, especially at the beginning, but like Raphael and I spend a lot of time together and we like it that way. But we always make time for our friends whenever they want to hang out. Just finding a good healthy balance. It's really different with everyone. Her skin is very effortless, very untouched. It definitely reminds me of high school because I feel like in high school, none of us wore foundation unless it was powder foundation. So I'm going to cover up a little bit of discoloration, but I don't want to have too much coverage on my skin. I want to keep it true to her look because I think she looks really gorgeous. I'm gonna take this little mixing palette. I'm going to mix the Bobbi Brown Bare Glow. It's like a balm that has a little bit of a glow to it, and the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish foundation because it's a very natural looking foundation. And I'm gonna mix them together, and then I'm gonna use a stippling brush to apply it to the skin. While I'm mixing, I'm just gonna go on to the next question. So it says, I'm ready to tie the knot and he wants to wait 3 more years. Will that damage the relationship? I think it's very important to be on the same page. So this is what it looks like. I think it's really important to be on the same page when it comes to this because you're potentially going to spend the rest of your life with someone. And I think every relationship comes with compromise, but it shouldn't be only you compromising. It has to go both ways. I know for me, if my significant other wanted to wait that long and I wasn't, I would have to think long and hard because I'm not trying to wait 3 years if I don't want to wait 3 years, you know? I would want to go ahead and do it now. And also, you know, it just depends. I'm not a love doctor. I'm not going to tell anyone what they should and shouldn't do, but I would make sure like you're on the same page because what if you're like, okay, I'll wait 3 years and then 3 years comes and he's like, you know what? I'm not ready. Bye. Because we see that happen all the time. I waited so long for someone and towards the end of it, it just didn't work out. And I felt like part of me felt like I wasted so much time. So just be careful, stick to your gut. And I mean, yeah. For any little spots, I'm not gonna use concealer. I'm just taking foundation and I'm gonna press it into those areas. You can still see some of her dark circles, like it looks very natural underneath of her eyes, but she does have some concealer on, it looks like. So I'm going to go in with the LA Girl Pro Conceal and this brush from Morphe. It's an R13. And I'm just gonna buff the concealer out so that you still see a little bit of my under eyes. How do you guys like to keep things surprising and spicy? That is a good question. Honestly, I think it's all about making time for each other. No matter how busy you get, you have to make time to switch things up. All right, I'm starting with the concealer lower and then I'm blending it upwards so that there's the least amount of coverage right by my eye to keep some of that skin showing through. And then blending it down into the foundation. We like to do date nights every week if we can. I know that seems like a lot, but not really because you have to nurture your relationship. And even if you don't want to spend a lot, like if you guys are on a budget, there's so many fun things you guys can do at home or go on a hike. Like there's so many cool things you can do together. So it's just about making time and not getting comfortable. It's so easy to get comfortable in a relationship. As women, we love to be surprised, we love to be wooed, we love to be taken out on dates, at least I do. So making time for each other and also just doing little things for each other. Like sometimes I'll come home and I'll have like his favorite snack or just like small cute little things when you're out and you think of them and you do cute little things and just keeping it fresh and fun and spontaneous. I'm gonna take a pressed powder and just go underneath of my eyes. I'm still searching for the one to come along. It's tiring and frustrating. Any advice? Girl, I know it can be so frustrating and definitely lonely being single, but the way I would look at it when I was single is I wasn't running out of time to find someone, but I was running out of time to be on my own and to be nurturing myself and loving myself, because once you find someone, it could potentially be forever. And then you're gonna be like, man, I do kind of miss all those times where I had all that time to myself. Not in a bad way, but just when you're single, it's literally just you. Like it was just me and Molly for so long. And of course it was lonely, but now I look back and I'm like, wow, we really had some good times. And I don't know, you just get to work on yourself and fall in love with yourself. And you get to kind of figure out what you really want in life, who you want to be with. So look at it as a time to nurture yourself. Also know that your time will come and your person will come. So don't stress, just try to have as much fun with your friends and family as you can before you meet that special person. Trust me, it's so much better to wait for the right one than to settle for someone. I'm gonna bronze up the skin a little bit. Nothing too harsh. He doesn't really have a harsh contour or anything. All right, next question. This is a long one. There's a guy I've been talking to for a while and he says he doesn't want a relationship because he wants to focus on himself and being a better person, but his action was otherwise and he leads me on in a way, but then gets upset and says we're just friends. I don't know how to handle the situation. Honestly, it's so annoying. There are those guys that just say, oh, I don't want anything, and then they lead you on and make you feel like they do want something and that it's a challenge. And it's like, but wait, why am I chasing you when I'm the catch? You know what I'm saying? Honestly, to me, I don't know your situation, but it seems like he's wasting your time. If he doesn't want a relationship, I would give a guy exactly what he wants. If that's what you want, I'll show you, but you can't expect me to wait around for you and you can't expect me to be loyal to you. So honestly, if you're looking for a relationship and he doesn't want it, bye. You had it. You don't get to have it anymore. And sorry, you want to be my friend? Then I'll show you what a friend is. You know what I'm saying? Next question is, when is the right time to have the determine the relationship talk? Again, I really believe in letting a guy lead and letting him do it. If you're a woman, I really just don't think that that should be your responsibility. I think that should be his. Like if he wants you and he wants to make you his, then he's got to do something about it, you know? He needs to lead and be the man, in my opinion. That's just what I believe. I'm gonna take Fenty Hustla Baby, which is this very well-loved highlight right here, and I'm going to highlight my skin. I'm gonna use a stippling brush. I know I never do this, but I wanna really press it into the skin. Next question, do you think sex is on the top of important things in a relationship? Well, I think number one, you have to be attracted to that person and you have to want to be intimate with them 100%. Sorry, I'm just looking at my highlight in the viewfinder. I'm so used to like piling it on and I'm like, ooh, but I feel like hers wasn't as intense. So I'm trying to go moderate with my highlight today. I think it's important, but I don't think it's the number one important thing. If sex made great relationships, there'd be no divorce, right? Like if all it took was just to be able to be intimate with someone, everyone would be happy. You have to connect on such a deeper level than just being intimate. Looks will fade, you know? For my brows, I'm gonna use two different products. Her brows look super natural. I have been obsessed with this brow product. This is the Brow Blade from Urban Decay. It's a waterproof pencil. Oh my gosh, it's so good. So it has a pencil and a felt tip. I love this little felt tip to adding little brow hairs. You can see how I'm letting my brows grow, and I love it because it looks so natural. So I'm gonna fill that in while answering another question. Why are dudes assholes? Honestly, I feel like I'll be asking myself this question my entire life. But we also love them and can't live without them. So it's super annoying. There are lots of amazing men out there and there are lots of really crappy men out there. It's just finding the right one. And I know, speaking for myself, all of the shitty guys led me to a really great guy. So I'm thankful for that. And if I had to do it again, I totally would, to be where I'm at right now. How do you get over a breakup of 8 years? Wow, girl, I feel you. I've been through that. And it was one of the most difficult things I've been through in my life. But hi, I'm here. I made it through. So no, if I can do it, you can do it. Trust me, it was like some of the darkest moments of my life, if not the darkest moments of my life. And it feels like you're never gonna get out of it. You're heartbroken, you're devastated, you don't know how you'll ever get through it, but then you do. And I think time is the best healer, and it really forced me to get out of my comfort zone and just learn who I was again. Surround yourself with great people, try new things. You get to a point where you look at the relationship differently. Like, don't just focus on the good times. That was hard for me, just focusing on like good times. And then I'm like, well, did I do something wrong when I know I didn't do anything wrong? Don't keep replaying it in your head over and over. There's nothing you did wrong. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Just try to keep your mind busy and off of it, and eventually like time takes over and you find yourself again. And I know it sounds so cheesy, but it's so true. There's no one thing to make you feel better from a breakup, not even other people, not even a new boyfriend. It is just difficult and your heart gets through it, but then you're so much stronger. And I'm so thankful for what I went through because it made me who I am now, and it taught me a lot about myself and life in general. I know my brows are thick, but everything about me is thick and I love thick brows. So do you feel pressure to get married or have babies? I know I do. I'm ignoring it though. You go, girl. Honestly, sometimes I'm like, wow, I feel like everyone's getting married and everyone's having kids. I also didn't come from the best example of marriage. So, yeah, I feel like I've never been in a rush to jump into it. And I'm just now kind of getting to the point where I'm thinking about having kids. Of course, I want to be married first, but I'm just kind of getting to that point where I'm entertaining the idea because I do want to have kids one day. I just always feel like I'm not old enough. Like, I just feel like I'm just really selfish right now and I want to enjoy my time without kids. And honestly, my dogs are my kids right now. I do want to get married and have kids. I've just always been the type of person like, whatever, I'm going to do what makes me happy. And that's something I've always been really strong about. Like, I've never felt like I needed to get married because other people were. Next question. I have so many questions, but how do you get out of a relationship when it's toxic and you're not mentally ready? I would pick 2 friends or 2 people that you trust and tell them everything you're going through. Whether it's abuse, physically, emotionally, whatever you're going through, whatever is toxic about your relationship, have at least 2 people that know everything that you can trust. Especially if there's any harm involved, girl, you got to get out of there. But you need to make sure that you have a plan first. I don't know that there's ever a perfect time to get out of any relationship, whether it's healthy or not. Being in a toxic relationship is just gonna get worse, and you can't be in that for you or for them, and that's not fair to you. Staying in that relationship is saying, I'm putting you before me, when you should put yourself above anything, because your health, emotionally, physically, is so important. Watching Maddy's relationship with Nate, I feel like I was just yelling at my screen. Like, all of us are like, what are you doing? But then at the same time, a lot of us can relate. You know those couples that always fight and break up and get back together? Like, I know so many of those people. I'll do my lower lash mascara off camera last, but the last thing I'm gonna do on camera is my lip color and gloss and everything to finish up the look. But I'm gonna answer one more question. Hey Amanda, wanted some advice on dating in high school. And I wanted to answer this question because if you've been through high school, you look back and you're like, oh, I wish I would have known this whenever I was in high school. And it also reminded me of the scene in Euphoria. I forget his name, but the kid that was in love with Kat, or the kitten queen, whatever her name was, when he was in love with her and he like genuinely liked her and she was afraid of getting hurt. And he was like, well, are we probably gonna be together forever? No, but I'll make sure that if anyone gets hurt, that it's me, kind of thing. And it was so sweet. And when I was in high school, I was just so boy crazy. Like, I wanted a boyfriend so badly, and I always thought that that boyfriend would be the person I would marry, especially growing up in a small town. So advice on dating in high school now that I'm on the other side, I would say, 1, have fun and do what makes you happy, and don't worry about dating so much in high school, which can seem really hard. Again, I was just so obsessed with the idea of having a boyfriend in high school, but honestly, the chances that you're gonna marry someone in high school are very slim, in my opinion. It does happen. We all know those high school sweethearts, but especially in social media age and how fast life is now, I feel like it definitely can be rare. So with that being said, don't stress the crappy guys in high school that are mean, and do what makes you happy. Hang out with your girlfriends and focus on college and your future and your career, because that's way more important than a boyfriend in high school. Also, guys are really immature in high school and they don't know what they want. So with that being said, I would say don't take it too seriously. Of course, if you meet your soulmate, that's amazing. You're 1 in a million. But yeah, just have fun in high school and have fun being young. I'm gonna take this Bite number 16 pencil. It's a brown shade. It has a little bit of a pink undertone, and I'm gonna line my lips. Lips are a very gold, rose gold-ish. Like in some lights, it just looks like a glitter gloss. And then sometimes it looks like a metallic lip glaze or a metallic liquid lip. I have this Artist Couture one in the shade Climax. This is the completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed this makeup tutorial. I had so much fun making it for you. Honestly, I'm obsessed. I think I'm gonna go to the grocery store like this right now because why not? Don't forget to give the video a big thumbs up and also to hit subscribe down below if you have not already. Also, let me know down in the comments what you think of this look and if you've seen the show. Honestly, all the makeup looks were amazing. Don't be surprised if you catch me on Instagram rocking some more bling between now and forever. So, love you guys so much. Hope you enjoyed the video and I will see you guys in my next one.